Hey, it's Keisha. Welcome and welcome back. We are on our next reading in Ask and It Is Given. So let us begin as we begin by first closing our eyes and centering our mind's eye and our attention onto ourselves in this moment, in this time and space, and to feel yourself collecting in your seat. Gently and lovingly begin calling all of your power, all of yourself back to yourself. Feel yourself more present and more whole. No any cares, concerns, worries. Just put them into a balloon just above us, just above the head. Just let all that other nonsense go into the balloon. And when you feel it free of your system and all of it's in the balloon, just gently blow the balloon and see it being taken up into the ethers. Disappearing from view, being handled by Source. Turn your attention back to yourself now. Notice how you are more present, more whole, more solid. Feel your true self's energy recalibrating. And breathe it in. And I'll see a column of white light gently come down over you, coming down over us. And breathe in that light. Feel it enlivening the cells of the body, filling the spaces between the cells, quickening the cells, enlivening and quickening throughout. Breathe. And now when you're ready, gently lift up higher in that column of light, higher and higher. Lifting up out of earthly consciousness in the worldly way. Lifting up freer and lighter. To a familiar place of peace, oneness. Wisdom. You just find your spot in the grove. Your mind open, your heart open. And when you're ready, gently eyes open. Yes, indeed. It does the body and the mind good. So we are chapter 14. I think we're going to do chapters 14 through, I want to say 17 or 21. 14 to 20. 14 to 20. Yes. So picking up where we left off. It is helpful to remember that you are creators who have come into this leading edge time-space reality to experience the joy of directing source energy into the specifics of your physical life experience. You also knew the following. By always reaching for the feeling of joy or well-being, you would always be moving toward that which you desire. In the process of moving toward your desires, you would experience joy. In this earth plane environment, you would have sufficient leeway to mold your vibration into a pleasing position for the attraction of a wonderful life experience. Since well-being is the basis of this wonderful universe, you would have sufficient opportunity through a continual offering of thought to mold your own thoughts into pleasing life experiences. Well-being abounds, so you felt no risk or concern about the contrasting environment into which you were moving. Variety would help you choose your specific life. Your work was to direct your thoughts, and that in doing so, your life would unfold. You are an eternal extension of source energy, and that the basis of that which you are is good. You would be able to easily allow the well-being of your origin and of your source to steadily flow through you. You could never get far away from your source, and that you could never completely pinch yourself off from it. You would experience immediate emotions to help you understand the direction of your thought, and that your emotions would constantly tell you if you were, in any moment, moving toward or away from what you desired. You would know by the way you were feeling, moment by moment, how much you were allowing your connection to your stream of well-being. And so you came forth into this earth experience with eager anticipation of a wonderful life. And you also knew that there would not be an immediate manifestation of any thought, so that you would have ample opportunity to mold, evaluate, decide, and enjoy the creative process. There is never a reason for you to be without something that you desire, nor is there ever a reason for you to experience something that you would not desire, for you hold absolute control over your experiences. We want you to know that you always hold the power and control over your own life experience. The only reason that you could ever experience something other than what you desire is because you are giving the majority of your attention to something other than what you desire. The law of attraction always yields to you the essence of the balance of your thoughts. No exceptions. You get what you think about whether you want it or not. The law of attraction is always consistent. It never tricks you. It never deceives you. It never confuses you, for the law of attraction responds precisely to the vibration that you are offering. The basis of your world is one of well-being. You can allow it or not, but the basis is well-being. The law of attraction says, that which is like unto itself is drawn. And so the essence of whatever you give your attention to is unfolding in your experience. Therefore, there is nothing that you cannot be, do, or have. This is law. Once you understand the clarity that your emotions provide, you will never again not know what you are doing with your current thought. You will always be aware of whether you are in this moment moving toward or away from your intended goal or desire. Your awareness of the way you feel will give you the clarity you have been seeking. It is important that you know the following. You are a physical extension of source energy. The physical world you live in provides the perfect environment in which to create. The variety that exists helps you to focus your own personal desires or preferences. When a desire is focused within you, the summoning of creative life force immediately begins to flow toward your desire, and the universe expands. And this is good. Your conscious realization of the creative process is not necessary in order for it to continue. The leading edge environment that you are physically focused in will continue to stimulate new desires in all who participate. Every desire or preference, no matter how large or small it may seem to you, is understood and answered by all that is. As every desire from every perceiver is answered, the universe expands. As the universe expands, the variety expands. As the variety expands, your experience expands. As your experience expands, your desire expands. As your desire expands, the answering of your desire expands. And the universe expands, and that is good. In fact, it is perfect. You live in an eternally expanding environment which constantly causes newly focused desires within you, which source immediately and always answers. With each receiving of that which you were asking for, you achieve a new vantage point from which you were spontaneously asking again. And so the expansion of the universe and your personal expansion will always be as follows. You live in an expanding universe. You live in an expanding physical world. You are an expanding being. And all of this is whether you consciously understand it or not. This universe is eternally expanding, and so are you. And that is good. If you have the ability to imagine it, or even to think about it, this universe has the ability and the resources to deliver it fully unto you. Take that as law. Every physical being on your planet is your partner in co-creation. And if you would accept that and appreciate the diversity of beliefs and desires, all of you would have more expansive, satisfying, and fulfilling experiences. Everyone here is truly for our good. We just have to see and allow that to be so. So now, as you continue to pay attention to the way you feel and you choose good feeling thoughts regarding this newborn preference, you remain vibrationally aligned with it. And as you begin to relax into the idea that you are an eternal being, that your desires will never cease to flow, and that any desire that is born has the power within it to attract, by law of attraction, all that is necessary for the expansion of fulfillment of itself, then you may remember the immense well-being upon which this universe is established, and you may then relax into the eternal nature of your own being. It is then that you will begin to enjoy your journey. You cannot ever get it done because it can never cease to be, and neither can you ever halt your awareness. Yet out of your awareness will always be born another asking, and each asking always summons another answering. Your eternal nature is one of expansion, and in that expansion is the potential for unspeakable joy. It is not possible for someone else to receive the resources that were meant for you. And you cannot selfishly squander resources that were intended for someone else. All desires are answered, all requests are granted, and no one is left unanswered, unloved, or unfulfilled. When you stay aligned with your energy stream, you always win, and somebody else does not have to lose for you to win. There is always enough. If someone is not receiving what they are asking for, it is not because there is a shortage of resources. It can only be that the person holding the desire is out of alignment with their own request. There is no shortage, there is no lack. There is no competition for resources. There is only the allowing or the disallowing of that which you are asking for. Man, since the time I can remember, I have always said, it is never about the pie being finite. We just make more pie. And it's just so cool to see your ideas repeated in other people's writings and wisdoms, right? Because I know that in my mind that what thought was individually or independently arrived at, and then to read it here, it's like, well, yeah, that's what I've always thought and felt. Anyway, back to the reading. The navigational system never asks, where have you been? It does not ask, why have you been there so long? Its only mission is to assist you in getting from where you are to where you want to be. Your emotions provide a similar guidance system for you. For their primary function is also to help you travel the distance from where you are to where you want to be. The greatest gift that you could ever give to another is your own happiness. For when you are in a state of joy, happiness, or appreciation, you are fully connected to the stream of pure, positive source energy that is truly who you are. And when you are in that state of connection, anything or anyone that you are holding as your object of attention benefits from your attention. No one else needs you to be or do things for them in order for them to be fulfilled, for all of them have the same access to the stream of well-being that you do. We can each take care of our own selves and then enjoy each other's company. Your happiness does not depend on what others do, but only upon your own vibrational balance. Damn it, yes, you get to choose. Sometimes it just makes sense. Why does saying no to it mean saying yes to it? I like this part. Your vibrational universe has the law of attraction as its basis. That means that your universe is about inclusion. When you give your attention to something that you desire and you say yes to it, you are including it in your vibration. But when you look at something you do not want and you say no to it, you are including it in your vibration. When you give no attention to it, you do not include it. But you cannot exclude anything that you are giving your attention to, because your attention to it includes it in your vibration every time, without exception. Right? So the energy you give to, I'm not going to engage with that, is giving it the energy that keeps it connected to you. So if you didn't want to be engaged with that, you would withdraw your attention from it altogether. Makes sense to me. Of course, there is no thought that you cannot eventually have, just as there is no place that you cannot eventually reach from wherever you are. But you cannot instantly jump to a thought that has a vibrational frequency very different from the thoughts you are usually thinking. Right? The key to moving up the vibrational emotional scale is to be consciously aware of, even sensitive to, the way you feel. For if you are not aware of how you feel, you cannot understand which way you are moving on the scale. But if you take the time to consciously determine the emotion that you are currently experiencing, then any improvement in your feeling means that you are making progress towards your goal, while any intensifying of the negative emotion means that you are going in the wrong direction. So, a good way to feel your way up this vibrational emotional scale is to always be reaching for the feeling of relief that comes when you release a more resistant thought and replace it with a more allowing thought. The stream of well-being is always flowing through you, and the more you allow it, the better you'll feel. The more you resist it, the worse you feel. When you expect something, it is on the way. When you believe something, it is on the way. When you fear something, it is on the way. Your attitude or mood is always pointing toward what is coming, but you are never stuck with your current point of attraction. There is no condition so severe that you cannot reverse it by choosing different thoughts. However, choosing different thoughts requires focus and practice. If you continue to focus as you have been, to think as you have been, and to believe as you have been, then nothing in your experience will change. Sometimes our physical friends will say, I'm stuck. I've been in this place for so long. I can't get out of it. I'm stuck. But the reason it may feel to you as if you are stuck is because while you are continuing to think the same thoughts, things are changing, but they are changing to the same thing over and over. If you want things to change to different things, you must think different thoughts. And that simply requires finding unfamiliar ways of approaching familiar subjects. How about that? When you remember that everyone who asks is given, then how wonderful and appropriate it is for you to make the choices for you. For the universe operates much more efficiently without a middleman interceding on your behalf. No one else knows what is appropriate for you, but you do. You always know in the moment what is best for you. Once you are aware of the power of your thoughts and of your ability to allow in the things that you desire, you then have creative control over your experience. But if you're predominantly focused upon the results of your focused thought rather than the feeling your way within your thoughts, it is easy to lose your way. Freedom from the fear of unwanted experiences will never be achieved by trying to control the behavior or desires of others. Your freedom can only be allowed by adjusting your own vibrational point of attraction. Just as we cannot do the work for another, we cannot be the source of freedom for another. The more you want something, or the longer you have been focusing upon your desire, the faster the energy moves. It is not pleasant to hold powerful desires in the midst of great resistance. Some try to remedy the imbalance by slowing down, or remedy the imbalance by denying their desire, or they try to release it, or sometimes with great effort they are able to diffuse the power of their desire to some degree, but by far the better remedy would be to reduce your level of resistance. There is no desire that anyone holds for any other reason than that they believe they will feel better in the achievement of it. Yes, for what else would we do it? Whatever it is, a material object, a physical state of being, a relationship, a condition, or a circumstance, at the heart of every desire is the desire to feel good. And so, the standard of success in life is not the things or the money. The standard of success is absolutely the amount of joy you feel. Take it where you can get it, baby. The basis of life is freedom, and the result of life is expansion. But the purpose of your life is joy. And that is why the main event has never been the manifestation. It has always been the way you feel in the moment. Appreciation and self-love are the most important aspects you could ever nurture. Appreciation of others and the appreciation of yourself are the closest vibrational matches to source energy of anything we have ever witnessed anywhere in the universe. Remember, each emotion indicates how much energy you are summoning because of your desire, and how much of the summoned energy you are allowing because of the predominant thought and beliefs you currently hold relative to that desire. So it seems obvious that the perfect creative situation is to really, really want something that you truly believe is possible. And this, my friends, is where I leave you. Until the next time. Yeah, I think I said all I wanted to say in the midst of the reading. We will come back again another time and do some more. It's been fun. I will see you soon and love you in the meantime.